Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class is going to focus on stretching and mobility movements. So although we're going to work our core and our glute muscles as well, we're also focusing on exercises that involve a stretching and lengthening components to them. So I hope you enjoy the class today. So we're going to start in standing and warm up, and then come down onto our fronts, then our sides, then our backs, and finish in sitting. So remember, always go to a level that suits you, because most importantly, we want you to enjoy the class. So when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring those toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, I want you to bring the weight onto the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just gently forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that weight's going nice and evenly down through those feet. Knees are nice and soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, then very gently we're going to tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just gently tilting forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in a nice neutral position. That core is gently engaged, those ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Okay, so we're going to bring those elbows into our sides, neck still staying long, shoulders drop down. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to open those hands wide and then folding back. We're going to drop those hands down, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back, and then back to that start. Good, so we're opening out, squeezing gently back. Bring those hands forwards, drop them down, push those hands away, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back, and then back to that start. Well done. Opening out. Folding back, push those hands away, squeeze the shoulder blades, back up. Opening out. Drop down, push away, and back up. Good. So breathing out, opening out, coming back, pushing those hands away, breathing in as you come back, opening out, pushing away, squeezing those shoulder blades gently back, open out, squeeze gently back, and again pushing those hands away, squeezing those shoulder blades gently back. Good. So just opening out through that chest, just engaging the shoulder blades a little bit here as well. Neck staying nice and long, just keep that chin tucked in. Well done. Opening out and push those hands down and back. Well done. Opening out. Good. Last few here. Squeezing the shoulder blades gently back. Good. And pushing away. Opening out and pushing away and back. Well done. And pushing away. Lovely. Let's do one last one. Opening out. Folding back. Pushing away. Well done. And then relax those arms back down. Well done. Okay, so we're just going to drop our hands, so unzip through one side. So each one you've got to zip all the way up through your side. And I'm going to just unzip through all the way here, lift my hands up to the ceiling, look up, and then going to re-zip down and come back up. Good. So drop the opposite hand down. I'm going to unzip through my side, reach up, look up to the ceiling, and then slowly dropping back down. Well done. And again, unzipping through that side, reach up, looking with that head, and then re-zipping back down through that side. Well done. And again, unzip through that side, reach up to the ceiling, look with that head, and then dropping down, re-zipping through my side. Well done. One more each side. So unzipping through that side, reaching up, look up, and then dropping back down. Well done. And again, last time, reaching, unzipping through that side, reaching up to the ceiling, look with that head, and then slowly re-zipping, dropping back down. Well done. Relax those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to have one leg just in front here, pelvis nice and level, core's engaged, and we're going to start by lifting up and tapping down. So we're going to keep that pelvis level as I lift up and lower. So just lifting through that hip, flexing at the hip, lifting and lowering. Good. And again, lift up and lower. So just as far as comfortable, lifting and lowering. Well done. Now on this next one, if you can, we're going to lift, extend the leg, lower down straight. So lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Well done. And again, lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Well done. Keeping that pelvis level, nice and controlled, that core's engaged. Lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Good. Extending, lowering. Well done. Lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Well done. And again, lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Very good. This leg you're standing on is working really hard to support you. Lift lengthen and lower. Well done. Lift up, lengthen and lower. And again, lift up, lengthen and lower. Now on this last one, we're going to lift up, lengthen. If you can, we're going to do 8 little pulses. So we're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that leg down. Well done. Okay, so we do the same on the other side. So opposite leg just in front. Keep that pelvis nice and level. The leg you're standing on is going to work really hard, so keep that knee soft. And we're going to lift up and lower to start with. So just lifting and lowering, flexing at that hip as you're lifting and lowering. No higher than that hip height as you lift up and lower. Good. So we're going to lift up on this next one. Lengthen the leg, lower down straight if you can. So lift up, lengthen the leg, lower down straight. Good. Lift up, lengthen the leg, lower down straight. Good. Lift up, lengthen the leg, lower down straight. Lift up, lengthen the leg, lower down straight. Well done. Lifting, lengthening the leg, lower down straight. Well done. Lengthening and lowering. Very good. So keeping that control, that core engaged, that pelvis staying level. Well done. Last few. Going to lift up, lengthen the leg, lower down straight. Good. Now on this last one, we're going to lift up, lengthen, and if we can, we're going to do 8 little pulses. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower that leg back down. Well done. Coming back to that start. Okay, so keep those feet back to that hip width distance. We're just going to move through our hips a little bit more with a 1-leg circle in standing. So keeping that pelvis level, we're just going to slowly circle around with one leg, either just keeping that toe just in contact with the floor and just circling around, or you can hover that foot, so just flex at the foot and just hovering above. So I'm still keeping my pelvis level, my core engaged, staying up nice and tall. I'm just circling around, not too big a circle. Obviously the bigger it is, the harder it is to control. So just go to where you're comfortable. This leg I'm standing on is working really hard to balance me and control that movement. Now let's change direction. Good. Well done. Nice and controlled. Lovely. Last few. Good. And one more circle around. And then lower back down. Very good. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So the opposite leg is just going to circle around, either with that toe just touching on the floor here, or just lift up that foot and we're going to circle around. This leg you're standing on, not locked back, that knee soft. Coming up nice and tall, circling around. Well done. Coming around and back, still breathing in and out. Well done. Not holding your breath while you're doing it. Good. So this leg's really working hard to balance you, to support you. Make sure that knee isn't locked out on this side. And let's change direction. Well done. Good. Last few. Good. And one more circle. And then back to that centre. Relax those legs down. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to come down onto the end of my mat, so I'm going to roll down in a minute, but not quite yet. So we're going to do a little roll down, but we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands just down halfway. And I want you to tuck that head under, arch that back up, drop down, look forwards, tuck under, and then peel back up. So just doing sort of a mini cat stretch here. So breath in. As you breathe out, roll those hands down, just coming onto the fronts of your thigh. Tuck that head under, arch that back up, drop down, look forwards, tuck under, and slowly peeling back up. Good. Okay, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling just halfway down, hands onto the fronts of your thigh, tuck that head up, drop down, look forwards, tuck under, and slowly peeling back up. Well done. Last time, breath in. As you breathe out, drop down, hands just halfway down, tuck that head under, drop down, look forwards, tuck under, and slowly peeling back up. Lovely. Okay, this time we're going to go all the way to the floor again. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in at the end there. Then as you breathe out, gently peeling back up into standing. Okay, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Breath in the in there. Then as you breathe out, slowly peeling back up into standing. Okay, so on this next one, we're going to walk our hands down into a downward dog position. So breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down. Just soften at those knees when you get to that end point. We're going to walk our hands forward and come down into this downward dog position. Now from here, we're just going to stretch out our calves a little bit. So I want you to drop one heel down and then the opposite heel. So we're just sinking down side to side here, dropping down, sinking that heel, just walking through those ankles, sinking the heel down into the ground. Well done. Walking through side to side from here. Well done. Just breathing in and out as we're just stretching out through the backs of those calves. Well done. Sinking down. Good, and let's do one more each side. And then back to that centre. Going to drop those knees down, coming down, and then we're going to come straight down from here onto our fronts. And we're going to continue the class from here. Okay, so we're continuing here down on our fronts. So if you've got a small pillow or towel, you can just use that just to rest under your forehead here, just to help you breathing, but your head can just be down on the mat, it's up to you. Okay, so in this position, we're still making sure we're in that neutral position. So feet that hip width distance apart, just tucking that tailbone under just gently, and just lifting that belly button just gently up towards your spine. Okay, so maintaining that neutral, we're going to raise our hands above our head, just slightly wider than those shoulders, keeping that core engaged, and we're just going to raise one hand up towards the ceiling and lower back down. Opposite hand lifted and lower down. So thumbs pointing up to the ceiling, and we're just lifting that hand and lowering back down. Lifting up and lowering. Good, so just working that upper back around those shoulder blades. It's not a huge lift. You can see I'm not going that high. I'm keeping my head down onto the mat or onto your block, whatever you're using, and lowering down, keeping that neck long. Now, if you can, we can add in that opposite leg lift and lower down. But I'm still keeping that core engaged, not losing that neutral. I'm just raising, using those bottom muscles to lift the leg and lower back down, really lengthening through that body, but keeping that core engaged. Well done. So breathe out as you lengthen, breathe in as you lower back down. Breathing out as you lengthen, breathe in as you lower. Good. So lengthening through, using those bottom muscles to lift that leg, not your lower back. So really squeeze those bottom muscles if you need to, and lower back down. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Well done. And lower back down. Keeping that control as you're alternating sides, lengthening through that leg and arm. Well done. Few more here. Breathing out as you lift up, breathing in as you lower. Well done. Reaching and lowering. Keeping that core engaged. That belly button just lifted gently up towards the spine. Well done. Last few here. Good. And let's do one more each side. And last time. And lower back down. Well done. So we're going to bring those arms down into that kind of right angle position, that L-shaped position either side of me here. And I just have my feet just slightly wider than my hips. And we're going to go into our Cobra stretch. So breath in. As you breathe out, I'm just going to lift up my chin, my forehead, my breastbone, peeling my ribs, and gently just coming up onto those hands. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, I want you to peel your tummy back down, slowly bringing those ribs down, that breastbone and forehead back down. Good. Now just go as high as you feel comfortable. If that's too much, just lift to where you can. So breath in, as you breathe out, lifting up, just get to where you're comfortable and then stop and hold. If you can, we're just going to peel slowly, coming up, neck nice and lengthened, chin tucked in, breath in. And as you breathe out, just walking that tummy, the ribs, breastbone, and then that forehead back down onto the mat. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, peeling up, slowly coming up onto the mat. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking that tummy, those ribs, just peeling gently back down onto the mat from here. Lovely. Let's do one more time. Breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, just peeling up into that extension position. Good. Neck nice and long. Breath in here. Well done. Then as you breathe out, walking slowly back down onto the mat and relaxing that head back down. Very good. So we're going to come up from here onto our knees and stretch out into that child pose position. So we're just going to reach those hands out, just lengthen through those arms, sinking that bottom down onto your heels. Breath in and out here. And then I just want you to walk your hands round to one side. We're just going to feel that side stretch into that opposite side. So breath in and out here. Well done. And again, breath in and out. And then walking those hands back to that centre. Breath in. And then as you breathe out, walk those hands back to that opposite side. And just gently flexing through that side, lengthening through that opposite side. Well done. Breath in and out. And then walking those hands back to that centre. Well done. We're going to slowly come back up from here. Good. Okay, so let's come down onto our side. So if you've got a thicker block, you can use a thin one if you've got that, or if you've got a thicker one, we'll grab that now. We're going to come down onto our sides from here. So on our sides, we're just going to bend up our knees, keeping those hips stacked on top of each other, that core is gently engaged. And we're going to do our side kick movements. We're going to raise one leg up to that hip height position. Imagine that leg's on a table. We're going to slide it forwards and gliding it back. So keeping that control through that centre, gliding forwards, gliding back. So this is our first option. If that's comfortable, you can straighten the leg and glide the leg forwards and glide it back. The leg's straight, then point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. A little bit more of a challenge, you can straighten the lower leg and glide forwards, glide back. Keeping that control as you're gliding forwards and gliding back. Keeping that leg at that hip height level, gliding forwards and gliding back. Well done. Glide forwards, glide back. Well done. All the while keeping that leg at that hip height level, really working through those glutes. It's not a huge movement, so you shouldn't be going too far forwards or back. Make sure your back isn't arching if you go forwards and back. If you've got too much movement happening there, you just need to make that movement a little bit smaller. Sometimes just putting your hand on the base of your back, you can just feel what's happening there. It can sometimes just help and prompt you with that. So glide forwards, glide back. Well done. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Keeping that leg at that hip height level, really working these glutes hard. Well done. Gliding forwards, gliding back, lengthening through that leg and gliding back. Well done. Keeping that core engaged. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Last few here. Keeping that control. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. Good. Glide forwards, glide back. Very good. Last few, keeping that leg at that hip height. Glide forwards and glide back. And then lowering that leg down. Well done. Bend those knees back up. Very good. Give that muscle a little rub. So we're going to drop this block down onto the ground. So our head is just resting on the front of it there. You can have your head resting on the floor if you don't have a block. Arms out in front, and we're going to lift up this top arm, opening out that chest, looking round and back, following with my head, and then slowly coming back. So we're going to do our arm opening stretch here. So lift up that top arm, opening out. I'm just rolling my head on that block, so my head isn't lifting, just rolling it round and back. And again, lifting up, opening out, round and back, and then slowly coming back. Good, and again, lifting up, looking around and back. Now don't pull through your shoulder too much, bend that elbow if you need to. Doesn't have to be straight, we're just opening out through that chest and folding back. Good. Those hips are staying relatively forward, so we're really getting that stretch through that upper body. Good. Lifting up, opening out, round and back. Very good. And again, opening out, looking around and back with that head, and then slowly coming forwards again. And again, lift up, opening around and back, and then back to that front center. Good. And back. One more time, lifting that arm, opening out, round and back, and then back to that center. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come round and over onto the opposite side. Do the same again. So bring that block with you, come round and down onto our sides from here. So I'm just resting that block between my head and my arm just to support my neck in this position. So knees bent up to begin with, those hips stacked on top of each other. Core is just gently engaged, and we're going to lift up this leg just to that hip height level and do our side kick movement again. So we're just going to glide that leg forwards and gliding it back. So imagine it's on that table, we're gliding forwards, gliding back. Keeping that leg at that hip height level as you glide forwards and glide back. Well done. Now as before, if that's comfortable, we can straighten this top leg and glide the leg forwards and gliding it back. If that leg is straight, then point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Point those toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. All the while though, keeping this leg at that hip height level, really challenging those glutes and keeping those core engaged. Well done. And gliding back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Good. So if that's comfortable here, you can make it a little bit harder and straighten that lower leg. And with that lower leg straighten, it's just reducing that base of support. So you might find that that leg won't go as far forward and back, but that's absolutely fine, that's normal. So just keep the control, keep that core engaged and gliding that leg, keeping it at that hip height level. Good. So point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. Keeping that control, gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. Few more here. Remember, just pick what level's comfortable for you. If that starts to feel too much, you can always just bend that lower leg or bend both legs. Good. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. And again, not holding your breath. Keep breathing. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. Nice and controlled. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. And one more. Glide forwards, glide back. And then coming back to that center, lower that leg down, bend those knees up. Well done. Give that leg a rest. Okay, so as we did before, we're going to drop that block down onto the floor. Just have your head at the front of it. Arms are out in front, and then we're going to lift up this top arm, opening out that chest, coming round and back, rolling that head on that block, and then rolling it back. So we're not lifting that neck, not straining through it at all. We're just following it round with that arm, and then folding back. And lifting that top arm, opening out, looking around and back, and then back to that start. Very good. And again, lifting up, opening out, round and back, and then back to that start. Very good. Good. So remember, don't pull through your shoulder too much. Just bend that elbow if you need to, looking round and back, and back to that center. Very good. Opening out and folding back. Lovely. And folding back. Just do the last few here. And folding back. Well done. Let's do one more time. And then folding back. Very good. Okay, so we're going to drop that block out to the side. We're going to come round onto our backs from here. So just coming down onto your back. Feet and knees that hip width distance apart. So just to begin with, we can just tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in a nice neutral position. My ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Very good. Okay, so relax your arms down by your side. We're going to start with our bridge movement. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck this pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, gently walking that spine back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking that spine gently back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down. Now, if that's comfortable here, we can add in stretching our leg if you're able to. So if we can, we're going to lift up here, keep that pelvis level, and then we're going to extend one leg and then fold back, and then lowering back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, keep that pelvis level, and then opposite leg, lengthening away, lowering down, and then peel that spine back down. So really, if you're adding that stretch of that leg in, make sure that you don't let that dip. You're keeping this level as you lengthen the leg, not letting that bottom dip as you lengthen through. So you can lengthen one each side while you're up, or come back down in between. It's up to you. So lifting up, holding that position, lengthening the leg, fold back down. You can stay up, lengthen the opposite leg, and then lower, or just do one leg and come in between. It's up to you. If it feels too much with the leg, just stick with your feet down, lifting and lowering into that bridge position. Well done. Breathing out as you're peeling that spine slowly back down. So still really thinking about that mobility of the spine as you're lifting and lowering. So keeping that pelvis level. If you can, we're extending the leg and the opposite leg. And then walking the spine slowly back down. Good. And again, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up and lengthening. Well done. And lowering back down. Very good. Let's do the last couple here. Tucking that pelvis under, keeping that nice and level, not letting that bottom dip. That's the key here. Keeping that control and lowering down. Well done. Let's do one last time. Tucking under, lifting up, lengthening the leg and opposite leg, and then lowering back down from there. Very good. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug and stretch that out. Well done. Breath in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch. Well done. Breath in and out, relaxing down there. Well done. Good. And then just lowering back down one at a time with those legs. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a double leg stretch now. So still keeping those feet and knees that hip width distance apart, that core still in that nice neutral position, core's engaged. And we're going to start by using our arms. So we're going to float our hands up towards the ceiling. Now the first part of this movement is we're going to bring our arms above your head, come round and then back. So it's in a big D shape. So breath in as you breathe out, coming around, breathing in as you're folding them back, breathing out and breathing in. Good. So we're just opening out, around and back. Now really watch as you bring your arms above your head that you're not letting your ribs flare, keeping that control as you open out. So as we add some leg movement in, really make sure you're keeping focus on that. So opening around, folding back. Good. Now from here we can bring one leg up into single tabletop, and then we're going to reach the leg away and then fold back together. Lower back down, opposite leg lifted, reaching away and folding back and lower. Good. Opposite leg lifted, reaching away at the same time and folding back together. Good. So breathing out as you lengthen, breathing in as you fold back together. And again, breathing out, breathing in as you fold back together. Good. Now if that's comfortable here, we can bring both legs up into that double tabletop position. And again, breathing out, Breathing in as you fold back. Breathe out. Breathe in as you fold back. Breathing out and breathing in. Good. So opening around, nice, fluid, smooth movement all as one with that upper and lower body. Good. So breathe out, lengthening. Breathe in, folding back. Breathing out. Breathing in. Good. Lengthening away, still keeping that core engaged. Make sure those ribs aren't flaring. We're still keeping that connection with that centre. Well done. And folding back. Reaching away and folding back. Good. Opening out and fold back. If that feels too much of the legs in double tabletop, remember just lower the leg back down and stick with that single leg. Reaching away and folding back. Reaching away and fold back. Well done. And fold back. Very good. And fold back. Well done. And reaching away and folding back. And fold. Lovely. Last few here. Coming around and back. Keeping that control. Breathing out and breathing in. And in. Well done. Last few. Very good. And let's do one more each side. Reaching away, folding back, reaching away and folding back. Well done. Lowering those legs back down and float those arms back down from there. Very good. Okay, so still keeping that core engaged. Nice level and neutral position of that pelvis. So we're going to raise one leg into tabletop here. Now I'm going to show you two options. We're going to do a one leg circle. So either keeping this knee bent, imagine you've got a pencil on the end of that knee, and we're going to circle around, coming around and back from there. If that's comfortable, we can straighten the leg and we're going to circle that leg around. So keeping that pelvis level, not feeling too much rotation or movement from there. We're just rotating through that hip. So we're moving through the leg. And that hip is mobilising the leg. It's all coming from there. Good. So controlling that movement, circling around, drawing that circle on the ceiling, either with that pencil on the end of that knee or with those toes. Good. So I'm just breathing in and out here, just slowly keeping that control. Well done. And let's change direction. So controlling around. Well done. Breathing in and out. Good. Nice and controlled. Drawing that circle on that ceiling. Well done. And if you're feeling too much movement there, just make that circle a little bit smaller. Good. And one more circle around. Back to that centre. And then lowering that leg back down. Well done. Okay, same on the other side. So opposite leg lifted up into that tabletop position, either keeping that knee at that 90-degree angle. Imagine you've got that pencil on the end of your knee and you're drawing that circle. But again, if your knee's bent, make sure it's that hip that's moving, your knee staying still. It's being moved by that hip. If that's comfortable, then you can straighten your leg and then come around in that circle, toes pointing up to the ceiling. And you're just drawing that circle on the ceiling as we're coming around and back here with that leg. So remember, keeping that pelvis level, not too big a movement to lose that control. Core is gently engaged, my upper body's relaxed. And I'm just drawing that circle around. Well done, nice and controlled. Obviously, the bigger the circle, the harder it is. So just go to where you're comfortable. If you're feeling too much movement again, make that circle a little bit smaller. Well done, circling around, still breathing in and out, nice and controlled. Well done. Good. Going around and back, circling here. Very good. And then we're going to change direction, coming around and back, controlling that movement, just drawing that circle, or as close to a circle shape as you can get on that ceiling. Well done. Coming around and back. Good. Core's engaged, upper body relaxed. Last few. Good. Coming around and back. And one more. and then back to that center, lower that leg back down to that start. Very good. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug, and just stretch out through that lower back. So just breathe in and out here. On that out breath, just sinking down that little bit, just opening out through that spine, just stretching here. Good. Breath in and out, just relaxing down. Well done. And then just lowering those legs back down one at a time, back to that center. So we're going to put our arms down by our side or out to the side of this, and we're going to drop those knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can, just rotating through that spine, coming back up, and then over to that opposite side. Good, coming back up, dropping those knees over, turning that head, and then coming back up, and over to that opposite side. So we're just opening out through that spine, side to side. Good. Coming back up and over. Lovely. Dropping those knees over, turning that head. Coming back up. Dropping over and rotating to the opposite side. Well done. Very good. So dropping those knees over, turning that head, bring those knees up and over, just really opening out through that back, just enjoying that stretch. Just do last few here, dropping the knees over and coming back. Well done. And then back up. Very good. And then coming back to that center from there. Very good. Okay, so let's just stretch out through our bottom muscles. So we're going to put one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And just on that out breath, we're going to sink down. If you want to increase the stretch further, just sink, drop over to that side you're holding. Just feel that increase a little bit there. So we're just breathing in and out here. On that out breath, just sinking down into that stretch. Breathing in and out. And relaxing down into that stretch a little bit further. Well done. Breath in and out. And relaxing down. Well done. Good. Just sinking down. Breath in and out. Relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Very good. And relaxing down. I'm just going to slowly lower that leg back down. We'll do the same on the other side. Opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you just as far as you feel comfortable and holding that stretch. If you want to, you can just drop to that side you're holding as you did before, just to increase it slightly. But we're just going to stay here, breathing in and out. As before, on that out breath, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out, relaxing down. Well done. Good. Breath in and out, sinking down. No tension to that upper body, just relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Good. And then relaxing that leg back down. Good. Okay, so let's stretch through our hamstrings. So knee up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, holding this stretch here. And we're just going to lengthen through the back of the leg. So toes pointing up to the ceiling, just lengthen through the back of the leg there. And we're just going to hold this stretch. Well done. So just breathing in and out, just lengthening through. Now we're going to add a little bit of ankle movement. So we're going to point and flex through the foot. Good. So just pointing and flexing. Well done. Pointing and flexing, just mobilizing through that ankle. Well done. Pointing and flexing. Well done. Good. And then holding that stretch again, toes pointing up to the ceiling, lengthening through the back of the leg there. Well done. And then just lowering that leg back down. We'll do the same on the other side, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up to the ceiling, holding that stretch here. Just breathing in and out. Well done. Good. And then if you can, we're going to point and flex through the ankle. Good, pointing and flexing. Just adding and changing that stretch slightly. Well done. And then just pointing those toes up to the ceiling again, holding that stretch again there, breathing in and out. Well done. And then just lowering that leg back down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come round and up into sitting. Just to finish off from here. So just sitting either with your legs crossed or your legs out in front, however you're comfortable. So we're just going to bring our arms wide out to the side of us. Okay, so we're just going to curl our hands down from here and just curl our spine down. And then I want you to reach up tall and reach out wide. Okay, and then we're going to curl down. And then reaching up tall, reach out wide. And again, curling down, drop that head down, arch that back. And then I want you to lift up tall and reach out wide. Good. And again, curling down. And then reach up tall, reach out wide. Well done. And again, curling down. And reach up tall, nice and wide. Well done. Relax those arms down. Okay, so from here, we're going to stretch our arms up to the ceiling and lower back down into that Y stretch. Good. And again, reaching up and lowering down. Good. And again, reaching up and lowering down. Reach up tall and lowering down. Well done. Let's do one more. Reach up tall and lowering back down. Well done. Just roll those shoulders. Just relaxing from there. Very good. Well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed the class today. Well done, and hope to see you again next time.